trying to breathe underwater. I've been trying to hide cause I'm scared.
Artlist.io.
Just one from the other. Cause it doesn't mean so much in the end.
Evening, people. This is the late night pod. Yeah,
Music
we're here. We
licensing
give it up a little
reimagined.
different. You know, with questions comes answers. You got the questions. I'm gonna give you the best answers to my ability, or we gonna find the answers. But let's jump into it. But wait, before we do that, it's your boy Samir, man. Mr. F and G, and this is the late
Artlist.io.
night pod. We taking questions from social media, and we gonna spin everything and give you the answers, as I said already. So without further ado, right? Let's get into it.
Music
Our first
licensing
question comes
reimagined.
from Miss Blair herself. Miss Blair herself. Kenya Blair. Okay, so the first question is, what are some of the things as people we can create generational wealth within our family? Right? Okay, so some of the ways that we can do that, right, is life insurance. Yo, get $1 million policy on yourself, right? And you know, in time you can borrow from it and things like that. That's
Music
one way that you
licensing
can go about it.
reimagined.
Like, it's not rocket science, it's not hard. Because in turn, say you know your son, your daughter, your husband, or you know, you started a little side business or whatever the case may be, right? And you had life insurance for a little minute with the $1 million policy, right? I think it's called term life or whole life, one of them.
Artlist.io.
But anyway, you can borrow from it and start your little, you know, business venture or whatever the case may be, right? And it won't hurt the policy. So when you passed away, when you paying back into it,
Music licensing reimagined.
even if you're not fully paying it off, the $1 million policy is still there for your family and for you to use when you pass away. But anyway, that's one way. Two, you can get a trust, right? Make a trust, and you can get a policy on your whole. You can get a bunch of policies on your whole family and let the trust have it.
Artlist.io.
That's another way. And you know, you can borrow from it and things like that. Think about it. You got 3 people under the trust. All 3 people got a $1 million policy. That's $3 million in like 5, maybe 6 years. Y'all can start playing.
Music
Feel me?
licensing reimagined.
Let's see. Start helping your kids build up their credit. If you start younger, when they're like 8, 9, 10, you know, shit like that, right? By the time they become an adult, they want credit. They smart about it. And you teach them the way. They start getting life insurance then, right? You know, the policy maybe before. So when they actually turn 18, 19, 20, they can borrow from it and start their journey on what they actually really want to do, what they want to build. You feel me? What they're so intrigued in that they don't mind going 10, 12, 13 hours doing. So when they in their 30s, they kind of, you know, going. That's one aspect that they ain't got to break. It's a few ways you could go because as you're working, you can have a side hustle right? But treat that side hustle as building for the future. The money you make into it, invest back into it so you can put that money away to invest. Now, if you want to invest, that's another way. You can get your money up and invest into real estate. That's another app. Real estate is another one because you can get real estate up to a point where you can have that paying for other shit along with it paying for itself. Like I'm not gonna talk on too many things that I don't know. I will do my homework though, but side hustles I do know, and as far as trust in certain banking situations, I do know as well. So that's why I said one of the most easiest things you can do is do the trust or do the life insurance thing. That takes time, yes, but we looking for the future and not the right now. So, and also what a lot of people don't know is too, you only get taxed on liquid. That's it. So if you got a house, you trying to take the money out the house, that's when they won't tax you. But if you got the house and you're moving the money from the equity from the house to get something else, that's not going to get taxed. Remember, might be wrong. If I'm wrong, go ahead, comment down below, hit the inbox, whatever. But like I like to make sure I give correct info. So if I'm wrong, correct me. It's cool. I'm not about to catch no feelings about that. We learning at the end of the day. I'm not an expert. I pay attention to a lot of shit, and then sometimes I do my homework. Sometimes I get it wrong. Other times, I just know I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Just saying. But anyway, we got another question. Miss Blair again. As a people, how are we protecting our mental health? I will say this, right? Now, this is for every individual first, and then you working out. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, you're the only one. You're the first and last defense as far as protecting your mental health. That's one. Now, two, if you show people how to make you comfortable in a certain space and they don't show you that same respect, then that's where you got to remove yourself. So you will be okay. Because if you're not okay, then nothing else is functioning. That goes for men and women. Like, don't get me wrong. Yeah, we put up with certain situations if it's not too far out your wheelhouse. If something is outside of your wheelhouse that you're not okay with compromising with, then don't. Then don't. By all means, don't. I will not ever tell anybody to just, oh, well, no. To a certain extent, yes, because if it's not directly bothering you or directly harming you, but to a certain extent, as I'm gonna give you an example. Now this goes both ways, right? Let's just say in a relationship or a friendship or whatever the case may be, right? Somebody that you hold near and dear to your heart, that you might call a friend or a lover or spouse, whatever the case may be, right? They do something outside of your wheelhouse that makes you look crazy or astronomically not even close to something that you would do, then guess what? You got to kind of distance yourself. You have to. Because then after you say something now, because if you don't address it, then how would they know? But if you did address it one, two, or three times, or countless times, or whatever the case may be, and nothing changes, then you gotta go. Now, in the sense of, and that's both sides. Now, in the sense of like, say you working, or this economy, or how the world is right now, I'm gonna say this: you got to create your own infrastructure, your own bubble. So after you get in from outside for fighting the world, this is your escape. You don't let anything taint or attack your peace because you're the first and last defense of it. Let's just be honest here. You gotta vet certain situations that you're not cool with. That's one. Two, situations as far as work or just outside period. If it's not worth it, then it's not worth it. Don't get me wrong. Work is worth it until it actually isn't. In the sense of sometimes I see too many people working at places where you actually get a boss or a manager or whatever the case may be where they actually disrespecting you every day. Don't sit in there for that just to get a paycheck. The first or second time, address it. If nothing changes, then you already know what you're doing. Even in the first and second time, start looking for another place to go because it ain't worth it. People that's like that, you don't have to give them your energy because at the end of the day, I'm gonna tell you like this. I want you to listen clearly. Karma's a motherfucker. You can do something to retaliate, but then what? You're just as bad as them. And you're making this situation way worse than what it is. So with that being said, you protect your own mental health and peace. If you feel yourself in life right now, you feel yourself digging a hole, or you feel like you in the hole, you can't go nowhere, just stop. If you want some side hustle ideas for some more bread, hit me in the DMs. Let me know. I got a bunch of ideas. Got a bunch. Don't get me wrong, it's gonna take a little work. It's gonna take a little work, but it's more so work on showing people what you can do. That's it. It's nothing out of the norm. Because one thing that you need to understand is when people purchase something, they're not purchasing just the object. They purchasing the story behind it. So, what's the story for this? What's the story for that? We can have a bunch of conversations on things of that nature, but I'm gonna say this: you your first and last line of defense as far as your mental health. So protect it by all means. To be honest with you, what are we doing? Stop it and breathe it. That's first and foremost. Because the minute you calm this down, everything else comes a little bit clearer. All right, her last question, then we're gonna move on. It's no secret black women are the most educated group of people. Um, not the most. In what ways does this affect relationships? Okay, now, see, throwing in there the most educated, honestly, at the end of the day, I can't entirely agree with that because I'm gonna say this, and I don't know how many people understand this. We got book smarts, and you got streets. Right now, in the day and age that we living in, you know what's ruling? Street smarts. You can be book smart all you want. Put it like this: if there's two doors, right? If it was a path you wanted, and the path you set up certain things for you to go, but it's not what you fully wanted, that's the second. The path you truly wanted, you know what you gotta have to take that path? Street smarts. And I'm saying that because A lot of people that got to where they are as far as being successful, and this is no nothing to nobody. Yeah, sometimes they stumbled across that doing something else, but that's not book smarts. That's street smarts in the sense of knowing what you're doing, not as far as being educated wise, but doing some shit that you love to do. You don't mind doing it. You've been doing it for years, and now it clicked. So now it's making you some money. Now we're gonna jump back to it. Let's switch it to relationship. Relationship wise, how smart you are or how smart your partner is. Honestly, I'm gonna be totally honest with you. That shit don't fucking matter. It don't. At the end of the day, right? It all really boils down to this. In the woman aspect and in the man aspect, right? Are you willing to learn that man to have his back? Right. Call him out on his shit. Right. Not disrespect him in front of everybody. So you know when you call him out on his shit? When y'all by yourselves. Later on in the night. Remember that. But also, don't call him out like you're his mother or his teacher or his coach or none of that. Call him out as his woman. Come to him so lovingly. Your tone can't be as if you're coming down like you did some fucked up. None of that. Y'all gotta talk like y'all having a conversation. That's why I said this educated shit don't fucking matter. Y'all could throw that shit out the window because when it's just you and him or you and her, think prehistoric days before all this bullshit. Because at the end of the day, that's the only thing that's gonna reign true. How you take care of him is how he gonna take care of you. If you come to him on some tough shit, I got some shit to tell you. That's not gonna fucking work. As a man, he's gonna wanna bounce back. It's just natural instinct. It's nothing against you. But as men, we're programmed. If we're getting chastised, we're gonna chastise you right back. It's nothing personal. But what you gotta understand is, as a woman, y'all got so much power, y'all not understanding. Y'all could talk to a man in the most nice and softest way and get whatever the fuck you want out of him. Especially when you love that man and he love you. You gotta understand that part. When y'all love each other and y'all really locked in, not this bullshit that's going on nowadays. When y'all really locked in, that's what makes a difference when y'all have certain conversations. How you come off. I promise you. How you come off, you will fucking melt him and y'all conversation will go much smoother. Relationship wise too. Also too, sometimes, suck his dick. And also too, sometimes, put your pussy on his face. Trust me. He ain't gonna turn it on, no be mad. And I don't mean sometimes. Yo, it's 7 days in a week. Suck his dick 2 to 3. Without him even asking. Especially if it's just y'all two. If y'all get a little window, yeah, get your shit off. I promise you. Because as men, just feeling appreciated and respected, you can get whatever you want out of us. Just can't embarrass us, man. When you embarrass us, that's when you lose us. That's pretty much it. So I hope that answered enough because just those steps right there will make every other process easy. I'm just saying. We'll have a conversation. Cool, let's talk. Shit, pour a glass of wine and y'all just sit. If you don't smoke, if you don't drink wine that night, y'all drink wine and have a conversation. Huh? Yeah, okay. One minute, baby. Let's see if I turn that down, right? Because, like I said, this is the vibes. I'm trying to get it. Okay. Um. All right. One thing I'm starting to learn is learn and notice is that you have to take care of your partner how they want to be taken care of. What a sprinkler of you in it. That's it. And for a relationship actually really to work, y'all got to be working for each other. But you also can't forget about yourself. Because at the end of the day, nobody can force you to do anything. But you should want to be healthy enough physically and mentally so you can take care of the other person. Because y'all taking care of each other, literally. So sometimes you might, how can I put this? Sometimes you might forget about yourself, right? And it happens. But you have to make sure you and only you can do this to a certain extent. Your other partner can too, but mainly you have to make sure you're okay. Take a minute. Also, your non-negotiables, or shall I say, the things that are outside your wheelhouse. Like I said before, those are like your compromising factors, right? Your non-compromisable factors. Make sure those are addressed. And you're doing the same. Like you can't say you don't like something and then in turn fucking do it. Makes no sense. But um you just really gotta make sure y'all there for each other. That's it. And if a person is not willing to be there, then what's the point? I don't know what else to say. But I got one last one. And this actually kind of correlates with my last point. I had somebody comment the worst for um wives in black man history. I think that's what it said. Give me 2 seconds. The Mount Rushmore wives. Bitch want to marry you, use up the money, then go on a podcast unhappy. That been happening lately. More often than enough because you know who started it? Jada Pinkett. And then she was doing it for a long time. And then Michelle Obama. And then, if I'm not mistaken, that's Remy Ma. And then right now, pulling up the motherfucking rear, Aisha Curry. You just see what I named all great black men. Well, one of them. I'm not going to say who, but just one. I'm not sure what the is going on over there. So that probably could have been a hidden situation for a very long time. That could have been a hidden situation. I'm not gonna say who or what, but I don't know because there been certain receipts pulled up since way before when he said some shit, but I don't know. But the other ones, um, I feel as though that they was a little too. Well, I don't know. I can't speak to one. Well, I can't speak to two of them. No, well, I mean, see, this is what I'm saying. I don't want to put nobody names out there. Y'all know what's wives. I'm not saying what is what. If you've seen it and you've been paying attention, you know what the hell I'm getting at. But I gotta say, those are the. I mean, when you think about it, yeah, yeah, Nikki, not that bad. I mean, when you think in the totality, her back and her man and shit like that, she ain't so bad, but she is wilding outside of. But who knows if the shit that she's talking about is true? But those four, Michelle, Jada Pinkett, um, Aisha, and Remy. I don't know, man. Because when you think about it, Nicki's not that bad, right? Cardi B's not black. She is, but she ain't. You get what I'm saying? Um, who else? Rashida ain't that bad because she was, making sure he was doing the fuck shit, and she just kept. So, um, it's like out there in the limelight. That's like super super famous. Um, it's hard to really think about any because all the other ones was actually solid. Even with Moneybag Yo and I forgot what girl name, but y'all know who I'm talking about. She's not even doing nothing crazy, and they not even married. Mm, 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 mm. Serena, no. Um, Sierra, shit. Even though her husband doing some goofy shit, she's still holding the nigga down. Like she ain't saying nothing crazy. Shit, when you think about it, no. Everybody that's saying some wild shit single. I'm trying to think. Like even with Jimmy and his girl, and they shit haven't been so wow. It's really just them four. When you sit here and think about it, it's really just them four. But that also don't make it no better because I mean, in the background, but it's in the foreground. You got black women out here wilding. But you know what? This is the first rendition of this, right? One more thing before I go, because it's it's been on my brain lately, and I keep seeing this shit, right? Which is, damn, it's so much shit. But we gotta stop the bullshit. We gotta actually really come together and be together. Whether interracial shit happen or not, cool, whatever. And I'm talking about interracial relationships. But us as black motherfuckers, we gotta really come together. Like real shit. Real shit. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Regardless, like I said, I'm gonna say it again. Regardless if it's interracial shit, us as black motherfuckers, we gotta stick together more often than enough because as high on the totem pole that we are, we're still low on that motherfucker. Like we could be so much more up here, but the bullshit that we do bring us right back down at the bottom. So we gotta stop that shit. Like we can talk about whatever, and just, cool, but let's get something fucking clear. At the end of the day, bro, we gotta actually really stand on our shit and stop doing bullshit out here, killing each other, stealing from each other, doing a whole bunch of bullshit. We gotta more so get the fuck out of our feelings and think about it more better and often for the betterment and shit. Like, I get certain situations fuck you up, but I will say this. What you feel like you want to do next, it ain't fucking worth it. Like, no funny shit. It's an outside battle that we need to fight too, as long as fighting on the inside. Should never be right doing that. So we can fight on the inside, but let's fight a different way. But the outside go all crazy. We gotta fucking get better with this shit, man. But this is the first rendition of this. It's like a radio show that you would turn on the ride home and shit. But this radio show, this shit is no holds barred though. You feel me? To a certain extent. I don't want to really fully put nobody business out there, but if it's out there, it's out there. I mean, I just hope y'all can be able to fucking put the pieces together. But well, I'm saying bye forever. I'll see y'all later.